Hi, everyone. Leo, stop what you're doing right now. Because what I'm seeing in your energy today is not something I can just rush through. What's coming for you, and I mean coming right now, not someday, not eventually, but in the next hours, the next day, is the kind of thing that makes your hands shake a little when you try to describe it. The kind of thing that makes you look back later and say, that was the moment. That was when everything changed. So stay with me. Don't skip ahead. Don't rush this. Because every part of this reading is building towards something that I think is going to genuinely take your breath away. What have you been thinking about? Not casually, not the passing thoughts of a busy day. I mean the thought that has a pulse. The one that comes back no matter how many times you try to redirect yourself. The one that finds you in the quiet moments when you're driving, when the room goes still at night, when you're in the middle of something completely ordinary and suddenly your mind goes straight back to it. Is it a person? Someone whose name lives in a permanent corner of your mind? Someone you've replayed 1,000 small moments with? Someone you've imagined a future with, or a conversation with, or a resolution with? Is it a decision? Something you've been on the edge of for so long that the edge itself has started to feel like home? Is it a dream? Something you want so specifically, so precisely, that you almost don't let yourself think about it fully because the wanting is almost too intense. Whatever it is, hold it in your mind right now. Because the energy I'm reading for you today is pointing directly at that thing, that exact thing. And what the cards are telling me is that the distance between you and it, the distance that has felt infinite at times, is collapsing rapidly, starting now. The first card I pulled for you, Leo, carries energy that stopped me immediately when it came out. Because this first card is all about what lives beneath the surface. About the invisible world, the feelings that haven't been spoken, the truths that haven't fully emerged yet, the things that exist and are real but haven't made it into the light yet. And it's telling me something very specific about your situation until now. Leo, your intuition has been picking up on something real. That nagging feeling that something is about to happen, that low hum of anticipation that you haven't been able to fully explain. It's been accurate. You've been sensing something that is genuinely in motion, and it's about to arrive at your door. The second card I pulled for you in Leo, the moment it appeared, I felt the energy of this entire reading intensify, is about connection, alignment, two things, two people, two forces that belong together, finally moving into the same space. This card is about a choice being made, a real, conscious, deliberate choice, and that choice is toward you, toward the connection, the situation, the thing you've been hoping for. The universe is not being vague here. It's not showing me a maybe or a possibly. It's showing me movement, direction, someone or something moving with intention, with clarity, with a sense of finally being ready. For those of you whose thought the one you've been carrying is about a specific person, I want to speak to you directly. Because what I'm seeing in this card is not one-sided energy. It is not you longing for something that is indifferent to you. There is a reciprocal current here. There is someone on the other end of that thought who is having their own version of it, who has been circling back to you in their own mind, in their own quiet moments, in their own private way. And the choice that is forming, whether it's a choice to reach out, to speak, to act, to close a gap that has been open too long, is coming. Tomorrow carries that energy in a way that today has not. For those of you whose situation is less about a person and more about a path, this card is showing me that the right direction is becoming undeniable. The confusion between options, the paralysis of not knowing which way to go, it's clearing. And what you feel tomorrow is going to be the pull of something that is truly aligned with who you are and what you're here to build. The third card in your reading today is bringing an energy of recognition, Leo, of effort finally being seen, of a long period of dedicated, quiet, sometimes exhausting work arriving at its moment of payoff. Because this card is the answer to that silent question you've been carrying. It's the universe saying, we see what you've been doing. Not just the visible parts, the obvious output, the measurable results, but the invisible parts too. The discipline you've maintained when no one was watching. The commitment you've held when it would have been easier to let go. The faith you've kept even when the evidence felt thin. All of that has been building towards something. And the something it's been building toward is about to become real in a way you can actually see and touch and experience. This card carries a sense of completion with it. Not the completion of your whole journey, but the completion of this particular phase of effort. Like a chapter closing not in defeat, but in achievement. Like you've earned the next page. Leo, the reward is not abstract. It's not growth or lessons learned. It's tangible, real. Something you will actually be able to point to and say, that happened because I didn't give up. The fourth card is one of the most powerful I've seen come through in a Leo reading in a long time. And I say that with full awareness of how bold that sounds. This card is about breakthrough, about a moment of piercing clarity where everything that has been murky or complicated or hard to see suddenly becomes absolutely, unmistakably clear. It's the energy of a veil being lifted, not slowly, not gradually, but all at once, like a light being switched on in a dark room. And for you, Leo, this breakthrough is coming in the form of communication. Something is going to be said. Something that cuts through all the noise, all the ambiguity, all the reading between lines that you've been exhausted by. Either you're going to say it or you're going to receive it. But words are coming, real words, clear words, the kind that land with weight because they're true and everyone present knows they're true. This is the clarity you've been waiting for, Leo. And it arrives with this energy, sharp, clean, real, and liberating. The fifth card, and Leo, this one just fills me with warmth, is pure celebration energy. I'm seeing joy. Not just quiet contentment or gentle relief, though those are coming too. I mean actual, undeniable, feel it in your body joy. The kind that bubbles up from somewhere deep. The kind that surprises you with its intensity because you've been managing your expectations for so long that you forgot what it felt like to be genuinely, unreservedly happy about something. That is the energy of what's coming for you. There's also a quality to this card that speaks to sharing, to goodness that ripples outward, because the surprise that's arriving for you, Leo, it doesn't just affect you in isolation. It touches the people around you. It brings a warmth into your life that others can feel. It creates a moment that you're going to want to share, that you're going to want to hold on to, that you're going to look back on as one of those memories that you carry with you for a long time. And I'm picking up on something very specific here. There has been a recent stretch of time, weeks, maybe months, where good moments have felt scattered and small, where you've been having to consciously find things to feel good about rather than feeling them arrive naturally, where joy has felt like something you had to work for instead of something that just existed in your days. This card is the end of that stretch. What's coming is a genuine turning point in the emotional quality of your daily life, and it starts with what arrives tomorrow. Can you feel that, Leo? Something in you already feels it, doesn't it? Leave me a comment and tell me what is the thing you've been most hoping would finally move for you. Leo, I want to take a moment here between the first and second sections to just acknowledge what we've built so far. 5 cards in, and the picture that's forming is extraordinary in its consistency. Every single card has been pointing in the same direction, toward clarity arriving after fog, toward a connection or a decision moving into alignment. toward effort finally being rewarded, toward breakthrough communication, toward genuine, real, celebratory joy. The universe is not being subtle with you today. And in this second section, I'm going to go deeper, because it's one thing to know that something good is coming. It's another to understand what it means, the full depth of what this shift is about to do to your life. So let's go there. The sixth card in your reading today carries a very specific kind of energy that I want to describe as carefully as I can, because I think it's going to resonate with you on a level that surprises you. This card is about what you already know, not what you think you know, not what you're hoping is true, what you actually know. The knowledge that lives below thought, below analysis, below the noise of your mind trying to figure everything out. The knowing that lives in your body, in your gut, in that space that doesn't have words but never lies. And what it's telling me is that you have been knowing something for a while now. Something about this person or this situation or this direction in your life. You've been picking it up in small ways, in quiet moments, in that undeniable feeling that something is either very right or about to become very right. And you've been second-guessing that knowing, telling yourself you might be imagining it, telling yourself you're projecting, telling yourself to be careful, to not get your hopes up, to wait for more evidence before you trust what you feel. This card is telling you to stop doing that, because your knowing has been accurate, Leo. The signal you've been receiving, whether it's about a person who is coming toward you, a situation that is resolving in your favor, or a change that is finally beginning, that signal is real. It's been real all along. And what arrives tomorrow is going to confirm it in a way that makes all the second guessing feel unnecessary in retrospect. Trust yourself, Leo. Your inner knowing deserves your trust. The seventh card is bringing a beautiful energy of victory into this reading, of success that is not just felt internally, but seen externally, of something being recognized, your value, your effort, your presence, in a way that is visible and tangible and affirming. Leo, there is something in your life right now that has been waiting for the green light. A situation, an opportunity, a relational dynamic, something that has been in a holding pattern, waiting for a decision or a development that would allow it to move forward. And this card is showing me that the green light is coming. The answer is yes. Whatever it is you've been hoping the answer would be, it's yes. And I want to talk about how that feels, because sometimes we prepare so intensely for disappointment that when the good news actually arrives, there's almost a disbelief, a wait, really? A hesitation to fully believe it's real because we've been so careful not to want it too much. Leo, when the yes comes and it's coming, let yourself believe it. Let yourself receive it fully. Don't shrink away from it. Don't minimize it. Don't immediately jump to, but what if it doesn't last? Be in it. Feel it completely. Because you've earned the right to be in your own good news. The eighth card in your reading today brings fire energy. Real, alive, passionate, fast-moving fire energy. And after some of the more internal, introspective cards we've seen so far, this one feels like a match being struck. Things are about to start moving quickly, Leo. I mean that in the most literal sense. The pace of what's been unfolding in your life, which may have felt slow, may have felt like you were pushing through deep water, is about to change dramatically. The friction is leaving, and when friction leaves, things move. For some of you, this shows up as a person who comes toward you with real directness. Someone who has decided what they want and is not going to take the long, circling route to express it. Someone whose energy is unmistakable, warm, bold, magnetic, real, and their movement toward you is going to feel both surprising and somehow completely inevitable like something clicking into place. For others, this fast-moving energy is about a situation breaking open, something that has been stuck, a decision, an opportunity, a communication suddenly moving with speed, news arriving faster than you expected, a development that accelerates the timeline of something you've been waiting on. Either way, Leo, brace yourself for movement. Not the scary kind, the exciting kind, the kind that makes you feel alive. The ninth card, and this is where this reading really gets personal for me to describe because I feel the emotional weight of it so strongly right now. This card carries the energy of wishes, of deep, genuine, heartfelt wishes. The things we carry silently in the most private chambers of ourselves. Not our goals, not our plans, our wishes. The things we want so completely that we can barely look at the wanting directly. And it's telling me that a wish is being granted. Leo, I want to be careful here because I never want to make a promise the universe hasn't authorized me to make. But this card, in this position, in this reading, on this specific day, I feel very confident saying this. Something you have genuinely, deeply wished for is arriving, not in a distant future, in this immediate window of time. Think about what that wish is. Sit with it for a moment. Feel the full weight of it, because the moment of its arrival is close, so close that I want you to be conscious and present for it. I want you to recognize it when it comes, rather than letting it slip by because you were too guarded to see it clearly. Your wish hasn't expired, Leo. It hasn't been forgotten. It has been heard and it has been in motion and it is now arriving. The 10th card is one I find deeply moving in the context of everything we've seen today. This card is about awakening, about a person emerging from a period of inner withdrawal and looking up, really looking up to see what's actually available to them, what's actually right there, within reach, waiting for them to notice. And Leo, I say this with genuine compassion. Some of you have been a little closed lately, not on purpose, not because you're avoidant or emotionally unavailable, but because you've been protecting yourself. You've built a certain amount of quiet armor around your heart, the natural result of a period that required you to be strong and careful and self-sufficient. And that armor has served you. It really has. But it has also, at times, made it harder to see the good that was already present, harder to receive offers that were genuinely being made, harder to trust that the things coming toward you were real. This card is the moment the armor comes off. Not all at once, not in a way that feels vulnerable or unsafe, but in the most natural, organic way. Because something arrives tomorrow that makes the armor feel unnecessary, that makes openness feel safe, that makes you realize the thing you were protecting yourself from never actually had the power you feared it did. Let it come off, Leo. The tenderness underneath is not a weakness. It's the part of you that is going to be able to fully receive what's coming. Leo, we are in the final section of this reading. And if you've been with me from the beginning, I want to thank you. Because what we've built here today, this picture of what's arriving in your life, is layered and real and specific. And these last few cards are the ones that are going to bring everything into full focus. Because we've talked about what's coming. Now I want to talk about why it's coming now and what it means for who you're becoming. The 11th card in your reading is all about standing at a threshold. Leo, you are standing at the edge of something genuinely new, not just a new situation, a new chapter, a new version of your story. And this card is showing me someone who has prepared for this moment, who has done the inner and outer work that makes this threshold crossable, who is finally ready to step through. And the stepping through is happening whether you feel fully ready or not. Because readiness, Leo, real readiness is never a feeling of being 100% certain. It's a willingness to move forward despite the uncertainty. And you have that willingness. I can see it in your energy. You are done waiting. This card also carries expansive energy, a sense of things opening up, of the walls of your current reality giving way to something larger. If you've been feeling confined lately, like you're operating in a space that's too small for who you are, this card is confirmation that the space is growing. Your life is expanding. And the expansion is beginning tomorrow. The 12th card brings something so tender and specific that I want to describe it very carefully. A message is coming, Leo. Something heartfelt, something that was held quietly maybe for a long time and is now ready to be released into the world, into your world specifically. This is not a generic message. It is personal. It is aimed at you, and it carries with it the weight of something that has been felt genuinely and deeply and is now being expressed because the time for holding back has finally passed. For many of you, this is the message you've been waiting for, the thing you've been hoping someone would say, the words that would shift everything, that would move the situation from uncertain to clear, from open to decided, from painful to resolve. I'm picking up on a quality of unexpected vulnerability with this message. Like whoever or whatever is delivering it is doing so from a place of genuine openness, not performance, not strategy, realness. And when realness arrives in your life, Leo, it's worth everything. It's worth more than 100 perfectly crafted but hollow gestures. Receive this message with your whole self. It deserves that. The 13th card is the Sunday, and I know I haven't been naming cards in this reading, but this one I have to acknowledge by name, because when the sun appears for Leo, it is the universe speaking in its clearest, most radiant voice. The sun is your card, Leo. It carries your energy bold, warm, generous, alive. And it appearing here in the final section of this reading on this day is the universe essentially signing its name to everything I've told you today. Joy is coming. Real joy. Not managed happiness. Not gratitude journaled contentment. Not, well, things could be worse. Joy. The kind that arrives in your body before your mind even catches up. The kind that makes you laugh unexpectedly. The kind that has been missing for a little too long. And here is what I want you to understand about the sun appearing at this point in your reading. It is not the beginning of a brief good mood. It is the beginning of a sustained warmth that is going to change the emotional baseline of your entire life, like a thermostat being adjusted, like the room finally reaching the right temperature after a long cold stretch. What this card is telling me is that something is finishing, Leo. A phase, a long one, is drawing to its natural close. And the closing is not a loss. It is a graduation. It is the universe acknowledging that you have completed what this phase was meant to teach you, that you have become who this phase was meant to make you, and that it is time, genuinely, finally, fully time to begin what comes next. And what comes next is bigger, Leo, in every way, more spacious, more aligned, more resonant with who you actually are, not who you were when this phase began, but who you've become through it. The completion of this cycle is happening now. You can probably feel it already, that sense of something wrapping up, of certain energies fading, of the past losing its grip. That's not loss. That's liberation. And what you step into on the other side of it is freedom. Real, wide open, yours to define freedom. The final card in today's reading brings everything home in the most grounding, real, tangible way. And this last card is a seed. A new beginning in the most practical, material, real world sense. Something landing in your life that has real weight to it, real substance. not a feeling, not a hope, something actual, something you can hold. It might be financial, an opening, an opportunity, a door that has been locked finally swinging wide. For some of you, the financial shift that has been building in the background is about to surface in a way that you can see and feel and use. For others, it's a new beginning in another area of your real daily life, a change in your circumstances, a change in your environment, something that makes your daily experience look and feel genuinely different from what it's been. And for all of you, this last card is a gift from the universe that says, here, this is yours. This is the beginning of what you've been working toward. This is the point where faith becomes evidence, where belief becomes reality, where the thing you've been thinking about stops being just a thought. Leo, it is finally happening, and it is beginning right now. Before you close this reading, before you move on with your day or your evening, I want you to do one thing. Take a breath, a real one, and in the space of that breath, allow yourself to feel just for a moment what it's going to feel like when the thing you've been thinking about becomes real. When it actually arrives, when you're living inside the moment you've been imagining, feel the relief, feel the joy. Feel the rightness of it. Tomorrow is not an ordinary day for you, Leo. The energy is different. The door is open. And what walks through it is going to change the way you look at everything that came before. You have been so patient, so persistent, so quietly, stubbornly faithful to the belief that something better was coming. It was always coming. And now, finally, it's here. If this reading touched something real in you today, if it named something you've been carrying, please tell me in the comments. You don't have to say what it is. Just tell me, can you feel it? Can you feel something shifting? And come back tomorrow. Come back when the surprise arrives and tell me what happened. I genuinely want to know. If this reading found you at exactly the right moment and you haven't subscribed yet, that's your sign. I'm here every week for Leo and all the signs. Come be part of this. Until tomorrow, Leo, something beautiful is on its way to you, and you are so ready for it.